I need to give them a hug. Hold on. Hold on.
You also got a man at the end
I
of
didn't know
your
you were
play.
coming.
Seriously?
Okay, I need to go sit down because
I end up with him at the end of my play.
yeah, apparently he hooks up with me. Yeah. I don't know. I like mean women. Yeah. Oh.
It's a picture of me. No, I hate it.
Oh.
I don't
Okay.
like it.
Oh.
Damn it.
What am I doing? Never mind now. I'm not wearing any of my rings and I hate it. Hi, Papa.
I can see my person backpacking.
I suggest sitting somewhere like in that area so you can see better. I do not look good in most of my photos. You got this. Remember to breathe. Oh, there. Hey, my hair was not freshly dyed yet. Oh, look at them having a mental breakdown. Looks like Patrick's arguing with the table. The entire thing is him just mansplaining. And I was like, come on. And I'm like, I'm a... Oh my God, you look so pretty.
That's the goal.
Yeah, we all have to sit in the front row, so...
Yeah, I look like I'm contemplating
I was just a mansplaining. I'm mansplaining that I graduated summa cum laude. Thank you.
I also graduated summa cum laude
Yeah, but
from Radcliffe, which is basically Harvard.
yeah, but I graduated from Harvard.
You remind me of my friend Laura. I don't know if I should be offended or not. No, she's a wonderful person. Okay.
Oh yeah, you have to put all of your stuff in the back.
Is it too late to do it now?
No, don't do it now. Yeah, all of our stuff has to be in the back. Just put all this in the back. Except for your legs and gym. Why is she still having fun?
Whatever. It's not. I have also made money in error. Are we supposed to bring our bags back too? What the? Can I just give my
All
shit
of the
to my-
photos of that just look like you're mansplaining, by the way. Also, phone. Gotta go back. I don't have one either. I'll put my phone with yours if that helps. I put my thing there. You know your lines. Yes, you do. I know you do. Nope, you can't go home yet.
I know.
Yes.
Look, I'm divorced. I'm not marrying this plan.
It's okay. Yes.
I love bothering my
Why is my shirt untucking?
Right. You're fine,
Well, it's because of the mic. Getting this mic off will be a pain.
Oh, wait, we're supposed to sit our asses down.
I need this to stop pulling. Where's my tie?
Oh.
Tie. You ate my tie? Good thing that there's a extra bow tie just in case. You can hear me? Oh no. I will be quiet now. Oh. Your man's playing for a table.
I don't need it. I'm good. Thank you. You have it. Yes, I do still have it. Good. Sorry, we didn't get far enough on
Look at how naked my fingers are. Like it's I'm not allowed to talk anymore.
Oh my god.
I do ask that you stay seated during the scenes and then move after the pieces. Just because the theater is if you want to take photos, that's fine. Please, if you flash, that'd be great. We don't want the actors to be disturbed by that. And then also make sure that your phone is silent as well. For those of you who have lovely kids, thank you for bringing them. Just a warning, there are some scenes with profanity and talks of violence. So please check your program for those. I'm not sure, it's up to you whether they say or not, but I just wanted you to have heads up about that. We do have some bonus camera monologues after we're done doing the stage work. So we will come up here and do our standing ovation, and anyone who wants to see the monologues that are on camera, you may stay around. We have 3 of them. So without further ado, you lovely, lovely students, let's have fun. Thank you for coming.
Oh, yes. Hello. You must be my 10 o'clock. Miss Levette. You are Miss Levette?
Yes, I am. Henrietta Levette. I'm thrilled to.
Great. We'll make this quick. It's not that complicated.
Well, may I just say how pleased I am to meet you, Dr. Pickering. I am so honored.
No,
I'm not?
I'm not.
You're not Dr. Pickering.
I am.
You are Dr. Pickering?
So sorry. My name is Peter Shaw. I work for Pickering.
Oh, lovely. Mr. Shaw, nice to meet you. Colleagues then.
Well, I work for him, and you work for me, so
Still colleagues, it would seem.
technically, yes,
And
but
here I thought Harvard was such a technical place.
no, I just mean that. I mean, of course it is. You see, I'm Dr. Pickering's apprentice, junior fellow in astronomical research, summa cum laude, mathematics and physics.
And if you spot me, I'll swoon.
What?
It's a technical term. Now, Mr. Shaw, I've come quite a long way, and I'm quite anxious to get started. May I? Get started, or just point me to the telescope, and I'll be fine.
The telescope?
Is that it?
Yes, but
One of the largest telescopes in the world.
I am quite aware, and that's quite a point of pride for us, but this is the workroom for you girls. To work in here.
A short orientation, then.
We bring the girls' department photographic plates from the telescope, latest technology.
Yes, good. Question. Why all women?
Oh, this is great. Pickering got fed up with the boys he was sent and really said this, that his housekeeper could do a better job. So he hired her, and she did better. So now it's quite a women's world up here.
I was expecting the usual world.
Oh, I come around.
Come around.
I make rounds.
Rounds.
For evaluation, of course.
Mr. Shaw, I also graduated summa cum laude from Radcliffe, which is basically Harvard in skirts, and lucky for us, the universe doesn't much care what we wear. So my expertise and yours might just complement each other if we can get past this encroachingly unpleasant first impression.
Well, you'll fit right in the harem.
The what?
Oh, no. It's just a name. Pickering's harem. It's a compliment.
If you're a concubine.
He picks the best is what we mean. We could call you that. Pickering's best. Pickering's picks. That's got a ring to it. You don't?
I was supposed to meet Dr. Pickering at 10.
And he sends his warmest welcomes through me. He was detained. More important, not important, pressing. More pressing matters. I'll show you around.
I'll come back.
There's no need for that.
I would prefer to speak to the head of the department.
Miss Levette.
Mr. Shaw, I don't mean to be brisk, maybe a little, if it would drive home the point that I'm finally here, after a long time not being anywhere. And all you've thus far conveyed is I'm in some kind of math harem, waiting to be picked, and that doesn't sound right at all.
I am so sorry. And Dr. Pickering is thrilled to have you here, and I'd get in a lot of trouble if I ran you off on your first day. So, we'd very much like you to stay. Please, stay.
You don't sound very excited about all this work.
Well, it is work.
It's not your, how best to make you uncomfortable, passion.
That seems a bit excessive for physics.
this from anybody but Alice Paul.
What makes you think you know?
I know you're a Quaker and that Quakers were leaders in the movement to abolish slavery. And they provided several stations in the Underground Railroad.
I always appreciate someone who does her homework,
I'm a journalist. Doing homework is my job.
which you do with passion and power. I've been reading many of your stories on the horrendous lynchings you've been bringing to light.
I've come to Washington to march for women's suffrage.
I appreciate that, but you see, who do you think will be the spectators at tomorrow's Women's March?
I suspect most of the district will turn out, folks flooding from all over the country to come to Tuesday's inauguration of Woodrow Wilson.
Most of which will be traveling north, singing Dixie, ecstatic that we've elected the first Southerner in 64 years. One who's vowed to resegregate the federal government, making it reversing all the racial progress made since the Civil War, making it more difficult for your people to work side by side with whites. We'll be walking through a crowd unlikely to be sympathetic to...
I've been in far more dangerous situations.
That is not my point.
Then what is?
To keep the parade about suffrage and not about race.
How can the parade be about race when, tell me, how many white folks are marching?
I'm not exactly sure.
Yes, you are. No organizing detail escapes you.
About 8,000,
What else is in the parade?
26 floats, 10 marching bands, 4 mounted brigades, 3 heralds, and 6 chariots.
Who will lead it?
A winged goddess in a white cape on a white horse, carrying a banner that reads, "Forward out of error, leave behind the night, forward out of darkness, forward into light."
How will the parade end?
On the steps of the Treasury Department, the figure of Columbia will be summoned to the strains of the Star-Spangled Banner, and dancing women in white will portray American ideals of liberty, charity, justice, peace, and hope.
So, bands and brigades, floats and chariots, Isadora Duncan wrapped in the flag, Lady Godiva, 8,000 white faces marching by, and you're afraid that our 60 black ones are going to ruin your parade?
There's more than 60 colored contingents from all over the country have arrived, even a sorority from Howard University.
And you're going to tell those young college women that their faces aren't welcome, that it doesn't matter if they don't get the vote?
No, I'm going to tell them, as I'm telling you, that in a society where women and colored folk are both looked down upon, our campaign will never succeed if it's seen as some sort of collusion to undermine the power of white men.
But we do want to undermine the power of white men.
Of course we do, but we're not going to achieve that by rubbing their faces in it.
And so your solution is to keep our black faces out of it?
Well, yes.
What else?
What?
There's got to be more to it than that.
All right, I will be honest.
Good.
It has been very difficult getting Southern women on board, especially given all the specious arguments about the weaker sex not being able to understand politics and being required by God to rely on their husbands for protection. We've been met with modest success, however. The post-war South, as you of all people know, is far from progressive, so...
So your Southern Belle suffragists are just as racist as their men.
And sadly, some Northern belles as well.
And they don't want us marching with them.
Worse.
What?
They refuse to participate if colored women in any number are included.
And you're okay with this ultimatum?
No, I am not, which is why I countered with a compromise. Colored women will march as a unit in the rear.
Back of the streetcar.
What does it matter where anybody marches? If the campaign succeeds, we all get the vote.
How can we count on that? I don't trust those powerful white men of yours not to placate you with a compromise that only gives the vote to you white women.
That won't happen.
Are you sure? We both know that there are white men, especially in the South, who favor women's suffrage just because it's a way to counteract the colored male vote. They'd be happy with such a compromise.
And I tell you it won't happen. No half a loaf. We won't accept a compromise.
Yes, you're asking me to accept one.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Not sorry enough.
Please just be patient.
Listen to you. Are you white women patient? You and Carrie Katz and Anna Shaw? When the white men with the power tell you to be patient, you insist you've been waiting long enough. 65 years, 3 whole generations since Katie Stanton and Susan B. Anthony began the fight for women's suffrage. Don't preach what you don't practice.
I don't have a choice.
Is that why you offer colored women little encouragement to join your Women's National Party?
That is not true.
So it's just a coincidence that the party is full of well-connected white women?
Those are the women with time and money. They give large sums to the party without expecting anything in return. They do the work that's needed without expecting a salary. If we had to pay staff, we couldn't survive.
So poor women have nothing to offer.
Poor women need an income.
Have you ever been poor?
Not really. When I was studying for a year at the London School of Economics, my mother wouldn't send tuition money, so I worked in a rubber factory, on my feet all day for piecework wages. But I have seen poverty up close, as a social worker on New York's Lower East Side.
Oh? And why did you stop that?
Well, for one thing, it was depressing. It was only helping one person at a time, fixing immediate problems without solving the causes of those problems. So, ineffective.
And for another thing?
They'll say it's snobbish.
Maybe.
It wasn't intellectually challenging.
So you came here to use your intellect to the challenge of getting the vote for women.
I'm good at strategy.
Well, here's what I think, Alice Paul. Your strategy is cowardly. But I'm not going to rain on your parades. I'm not going to have my 60 brave sisters scare your bevy of Southern belles back to their weed-infested plantations. They'll march in the back, but I will march proudly with the rest of the Illinois delegation.
Drink.
I don't drink.
You will tonight,
Why?
because I said so.
Fine.
You hate the Army, don't you, Epstein?
Yes, Sergeant, I do.
Well, I don't blame you. The Army hates you just as much. When they picked you, they picked the bottom of the dung heap. You don't mind me saying that, do you? Because that's what you are. Ding, dong, dung.
If you say so.
What?
If you say so.
Damn right I say so. Do you want to know what the irony of this situation is, Epstein? Is it Epstein or Epstein?
Either one.
The irony of this situation, Epstein or Epstein, is despite the fact that you hate every disciplined bone in my body, you're gonna miss me when I go. Miss me like a baby misses mommy's nipple.
Are you going somewhere, Sergeant?
At 0700 April 3rd, 1943, that's tomorrow morning, shit for brains. I know how much you boys are gonna miss me. But I don't want anyone making a big deal or anything. No gifts, understand? If you like, you could clean a couple latrines for me, but that's about it.
Where are you going, Sergeant?
I am reporting to Dickerson Veterans Hospital, Camp Rawlings, Roanoke, Virginia. It is my belief that in gratitude, the United States Army is going to replace my steel plate with sterling silver. That means I'll be able to huck my head in any pawn shop in this country. How about that?
How long will you be gone, Sergeant?
I just told you, you dumb son of a bitch. I'm going to a veterans hospital. You don't come back from a veterans hospital. You become a veteran. You walk around in a blue bathrobe, and at nights you listen to Jack Benny and you play checkers with the other basket weavers. What I'm trying to tell you, shit for brains, is that despite the fact that my career in the U.S. Army has been terminated.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sergeant.
Don't give me none of your goddamn compassion, Epstein. Compassion's just gonna buy you a Star of David in the Arlington Cemetery.
Yes, Sergeant.
One night, from my room here, I heard a game being played in the barracks. I heard Jerome ask each and every man what they would do if they had one last week to live. I played that game right alongside you and put my $5 down on my bunk just like the rest of you. Here it is. You tell me if I would have won that game.
The game is over, Sergeant.
Not to me, boy, not to me, all right? You want to know what I would do if I had one last week to live?
What's that, Sergeant?
I would like to take one Army rookie, the greatest misfit, dumbass, subhuman, malcontent piece of shit that I ever laid eyes on, and turn him into an obedient, disciplined soldier that this Army could be proud of. That would be my victory. You are that subhuman, misfit piece of shit, Epstein! And by God, before I leave here, I'm gonna do it and collect my $5. You hear me?
Wait, none of us actually did it, Sergeant. It was just a game.
Not to me, boy. On your feet, Epstein.
Really, Sergeant, I don't think you're in any condition.
On your feet! Attention! Crime has been committed in this room tonight, Epstein. A breach of Army regulations. The commanding officer has threatened the life of an enlisted man, brandishing a loaded weapon at him without cause or provocation. The said act being provoked by an inebriated platoon leader while on duty. I am that platoon leader, Epstein, and it is your unquestioned duty to report me to the proper authorities.
Wait, really, Sergeant, I never...
Take my weapon, God damn it!
What do you mean take it? How am I going to take it?
Demand it, you weasel bastard, or I'll blow your puny brains out.
Okay. May I have your gun, Sergeant?
Pistol, turd head!
May I have your pistol, Sergeant?
Force it out of my hand.
force it out of your hand?
Grab my wrist, if you dare. Oh. Epstein, you want your mother's nipple?
Shut up!
Good, Epstein. Good, good. I knew you had it in you, Epstein.
Fuck
knew
you.
had it in you.
Now, why don't you try to get a good night's sleep and...
To properly charge me, you'll need a witness. Call in the platoon.
The platoon? You don't want
Call them in, soldier!
Hey, guys? Do it, do it.
They kind of...
mistake. Yes, I made my mistake telling you about that thing with Skipper. I never should have confessed to the fatal error telling you about that thing with Skipper.
Maggie, shut up about Skipper. I mean it, Maggie. You got to shut up about Skipper.
You want to understand that Skipper and I had an affair.
You don't think I'm serious, Maggie? You're fooled by the fact that I'm saying this quiet? Look, Maggie, what you're doing is a dangerous thing to do. You're fooling with something that nobody should fool with.
This time, I'm going to finish what I have to say to you. Skipper and I made love, if love you could call it, because it made both of us just feel a little bit closer to you. You see, you son of a bitch, you asked too much of me, of him, about the poor, unlucky, damn sons of bitches that happened to love you. And so we made love. to dream it was you, the both of us. I mean, what's so awful about it? I liked it. I think the truth is, I shouldn't have told you.
It was Skipper that told me about it, not you, Maggie.
told you.
After he told me.
What does it matter who told you?
So, you want me to tell everyone? All right, let's do that. I can do that.
You know,
Hey, little girl.
I can't stop.
Little girl, tell the folks to come
I'm
up.
telling you this.
Bring
is
everybody
wrong, and
upstairs.
If I had to, because it's got to be told, and you never let me. It was one of those beautiful, ideal things they tell you about in the Greek legends. It couldn't be anything else because that's what made it so sad. That's what made it so awful. Because it was love that could never be carried through. But Brick, you've got to believe me. I think it was noble. Can't you tell that I'm sincere when I say I respect it? But my point, the only point that I'm trying to make is that life has got to be allowed to continue even after the dream of life is all over.
Maggie, you want me to hit you with this crutch? Don't you know I could kill you with this crutch?
Good Lord, man, do you think I would care if you did?
One man has one great, good, true thing in his life. One thing that is true. I had friendship with Skipper. You're naming it dirty.
I'm not naming it dirty. I am naming it clean.
Not love with you, Maggie, but friendship with Skipper was that one true thing, and you're naming it dirty!
You haven't been listening. Not understood a single word I've been saying. I am naming it so damn clean that it killed poor Skipper. You two had something that had to be kept on ice, yes. And death was the only icebox where you could keep it.
I married you, Maggie. Why would I marry you if I was gay?
Rick, don't brain me dead yet. I know that it was only Skipper who harbored any sort of unconscious desire, not perfectly pure between you two. But you married me earlier that summer. We graduated out of Ole Miss. And we were happy, weren't we? But that fall, you and Skipper began turning down wonderful job offers to become football heroes, pro football heroes. Something wasn't right with it, me included, between you. And the Dixie Stars lost because poor Skipper was drunk, and you got a spinal injury and couldn't play the Thanksgiving game in Chicago, and you watched it from a traction bed in Toledo. And I joined Skipper that night. All night that night in the bar at the Blackstone. And when cold day was coming up over the lake, and we came out to take a dizzy look at it, I said, Skipper, stop loving my husband, or you gotta admit it to him one way or another. And then he slapped me hard on the mouth and he ran. Oh, but when I came into his room that night with a little scratch like a shy little mouse at his door, he made that pitiful, inflexible little attempt to prove that what I said wasn't true.
Stop talking! No!
In this way, what I said destroyed him. Skipper was nothing but a receptacle for liquor
I
and
said
drugs.
shut the fuck up!
Sorry. I am not trying to whitewash my behavior. Christ, no. Born poor, raised poor, expect to die poor unless I manage to get something out of what Big Daddy leaves when he dies of cancer. But Brick, Skipper is dead, and I am alive. Maggie the cat is alive.
Wait,
What?
turkey frozen.
Is that bad?
Not good.
Is it needs to thaw?
So what? It's gonna be fine.
Really?
Not perfect, but just cook more longer.
Really?
My mother said food, there's always some way.
She's a good cook?
Best.
She makes turkey?
No, turkey, no. But when she was born, you know, she was poor. When I was born, it was wartime. Have to eat whatever. So she teach me, okay, you have food, no matter perfect, just make some way. Always is there some way.
Wow.
Yeah. I know everybody said this. Their mother, best cook, but this time, no, maybe. Their mother, second place. Okay, my mother, number one.
I would never say my mother's the best cook. But I lived with a big family, so many titas and mamas, aunties and grandaunties, you know. Still, we had good food all the time. Oh, it's been so long. I miss them. Especially since it's a holiday, even though it's not our holiday, you know? I could call and say Happy Thanksgiving, but they'd say, what is that? Why are you wasting your money long distance, silly girl? It's ordinary Thursday, huh? Like, it's funny to miss my family when I know they don't miss me the same.
Of course they miss same.
What do your parents say?
No, my parents, they die.
I am so sorry.
My brother, I have one brother. He have a nice wife and just funny kids. So yes, I miss too.
I know, it's in Korea these days. It's a hard time, right? Also in the Philippines too. Hard times like everywhere.
You know Korea?
Oh no, I've never been there, but I follow along. They did something similar, military coup, right?
Military coup, yes.
News is so scary, but I still like to read about it. I just like to know. About Marcos, you know.
Marcos.
But we don't have to talk about that.
In Korea, yes, it's bad time. When I was little, it was bad time too. So can I say which time is worse the time? And you know here, America is,
Bad time too.
yes.
Hey! Do you like to, drinky?
Drink?
I have wine.
Yeah, I should know.
Are you sure? It's not fancy wine, but...
Yeah, just a little bit, okay?
We don't have proper wine glasses, but these are cute, right? Cheers
Cheers
to Thanksgiving.
to Thanksgiving. Wow.
You don't drink much?
No, husband, no.
He's not a drinker?
No, yes, he is a yes drinker, but
Oh.
it's not something.
I get what you mean. My husband, he drinks too. And it's something that a good wife's not supposed to do. You said he has late night, right?
Yes, he said he's gonna come home around 3 o'clock in the morning.
Ah.
Your husband?
All night. He has to stay until 6.
Oh, wow.
Maybe they'll see each other?
Maybe.
Maybe they'll become best friends.
Yes, but probably not.
Oh.
Just because my husband, he is kind of shy.
So is mine.
Really?
Well, over here he is, but back in the Philippines he wasn't, but like over here it's different. I mean, I can't imagine he'd ever start a casual conversation on his own, you know?
Yeah, it's true. My husband, same way.
I mean, I can't blame him. After all, it's really hard to make friends.
Yes.
Say, do you have any pets?
Pets?
Back in the Philippines, I had a dog called Paco, and he was like my best friend in the whole world. I've been thinking about getting a dog. Have you thought about it?
No, I don't like.
You don't like dogs?
I don't like pick up the poop.
Yeah, I can see that. Very funny. I don't mind it. How about cats? Do you like cats?
Cat's okay.
Yeah, maybe I'll get a cat, but I like dogs better. But I look at this apartment, I think Boy Pecco wouldn't like it here compared to home. And I will be there when he does. Why am I saying this? Oi, I'm such a drag. I'm sorry. I'll shut up now. Let's have some more wine. More wine?
No. I'm not used to drinking. You see, my face is turning red already.
Oh, stop it. Your face looks great.
No, I need to get good rest. When husband come home, can I be stinky? A lot of time in the hospital, make breakfast, and it gotta be yes responsibility.
Okay.
But drink more, drink many, I like. Wait, can you turn off the mic? And that's what
On a cruise, Panama Canal. That's where I like to be right now. Poolside, pina colada in hand, high and happy.
Nice breeze coming in off the ocean. Not a bad way to spend your birthday. You all right? Hot in here? You want me to crank the air or anything?
You know, I was kind of hoping they'd show up. It's the one thing we always do together.
I mean, can you really blame them?
It wasn't my fault.
I'm just saying.
Don't go giving me that look.
Look, it can't be easy.
It isn't. Ever since I started at the plant, it felt like I was invited to some exclusive club. Not many of us work there. Not us. So when I got my jacket, I knew I had accomplished something. I was set. And when I got my union card, you couldn't tell me anything. When I used to go shopping, I would let it fall on the counter just so folks could see it. I was that proud of it.
Yeah, no, I remember the feeling.
No one in my family has ever made it off the floor.
Yeah?
I wanted this job so bad. Ever since I stepped into the plant and I seen how those white hats left work and clothes as clean as they walked in, they seemed untouchable.
Yeah, how you holding up?
Shit. I locked out my friend, Stan. 95 degrees. I'm watching some irritable fat guy change the locks, locked out of the plant. I explained, I fought, I begged, but those cowards upstairs still had me tape a note on the door telling them they weren't welcome. How do you tell people you worked with all those years, you're not welcome here anymore? I haven't slept in over a week.
Well, you're not the only one.
I'm scared, Stan. I got a mortgage, a car payment. Brucey, you've seen what it's been like for him to be out of work. I'm not going down that way. I work too hard. Am I wrong?
Jesus.
I know. But what could have I done? The plant offered them the deal. The union shut it down, not me.
What do you want me to tell you, sweetheart? Those are my friends.
Our friends.
Okay, so then think about how they must feel. I mean, most people, they wouldn't even want me pouring you a drink.
I worked in that job since I was a little kid. I practically had my son on that floor. So don't get sanctimonious with me.
Okay, look, I'll back off, but people are gonna say what they say.
I thought they'd take the damn deal. I'm not happy about this. I locked out my own son. My own son. I saw the hurt on his face. But you want to know the truth? And this is the truth. Maybe it's for the best. This will probably get him out of this sinkhole.
Listen, it's not your fault things shook out the way they did. I've talked to half a dozen guys in your position. My cousin's over at Clemens. They just laid off 400 people. Just like that. One day you're fine, and the next you're treading water. But I've been pouring a lot of drinks. Like, my business is good, so you're not alone.
What the hell is going on, Stan?
Don't know, don't get it. All I know is I see these politicians out here talking their bullshit, and I get no sense that they have any idea what's going on outside their windshield as they speed past. But I decided a couple months ago I'm not even voting. Like, whatever lever I pull, disappointment.
Amen. Remember a few months ago when Freddie Berner burned down his house?
Yeah, of course.
We thought he was crazy.
Yeah.
Was he?
What's up?
Hey, can I get under your blanket real quick?
Yeah, get in.
It's cold.
I know. Better?
Yeah.
Good.
Can I crash with you tonight? What happened?
She's going back.
Who?
Back home. My mom.
Back home?
Yeah. She's going back. She's afraid to stay in this country. There's some shit happened at her work. You know, the boss keeps taking money from her tip because he can. What's she gonna do? Report it? To who? And she's afraid of the thing happened to George gonna happen to her. So she doesn't want to stay here. And because of the timber, because of the tower.
No, keep your voice.
Like, now anything can happen. Like, anything can happen here to now. So she doesn't want to wait anymore. So she's going back.
And what about you?
She said, can decide.
Decide what?
Staying here or going back.
What?
Yeah.
But didn't she give you a day
Like
or
now,
something?
like she would love to know right now. Soon, real soon. I'm 17. She says, almost wrong. She says. So she said, I can decide what I want to do.
But didn't she want to wait till you finish school?
No.
But it's just one more year.
No.
It's your senior year.
No! No! She doesn't want to wait. "10 years. I have been staying in this country for 10 years. That's over half of I got everything's here. Yeah, my family's there, but over half of my life, that's all here.
But why would she just go without you?
No.
Look, she came here for you. Why would she just go without you?
I don't know what to do.
Did something happen?
No, I don't know what to do.
And what about next year? Can you graduate?
If I stay,
And what about college?
I can't go.
Why?
Unless I pay for myself, which I can't go. Why are you going to stay at school tomorrow? About your arm, the neck?
I'm not going.
Yeah, probably you should. Maybe don't. Why are you going to stay at school tomorrow? About your face, your eyes?
I am not going.
Yeah. Why are you going to stay at school tomorrow? About your...
I am not going.
Yeah. Probably should, maybe.
Last time this happened, Remember my eye? Miss Romano sent me to the nurse. Nurse called my mom. My mom came back here and she said I fell. Then when I came back home, she freaked the fuck out of me. She always tell me that I have to say that I fell or fall or whatever. But I think they will just bite once.
I could bring you homework.
Say I'm sick.
The flu?
No, we used flu last time.
A cold.
Yeah, I think a cold.
Really? A cold?
No, I need something longer. I need a few days this time.
Right. Measles.
No.
Mumps.
What the fuck's mumps?
Stomach bugs.
No.
About lice.
No!
Oh, craps. So maybe a cold or a flu, might be.
No, yeah, cold is fine. We
A
can
really
just
bad
say-
one.
Yeah, bad one. But don't say lies.
Okay. Are you sure you don't just want to tell?
No. She's
Anybody?
scared they will send us back if they find out what is going on at home.
Who?
Or maybe she's just scared they would separate us.
Who will send you back?
America. If they check she's been working with a fake social security for years. He has threatened her to report her before.
Oh.
Everyone is more,
Yeah.
Yeah, because of September. I don't want to get separated and they send me back to a kind of place for kids. I don't know if she even knows what to be afraid of. But she is. She is scared. There's this place on Fishkill Road, South Kearney, where Rogelio's dad got sent to.
That's just for the guys. That place.
No, I don't want to get separated or for her to go to Fishkill Road.
It's just for guys.
Where do the women go? There has to be a place where they send women. Where has the woman go?
I don't know. Further away, I guess.
I don't want to get separated. There's people on Fishkill Road behind wire. I drive by and I see barbed wire and people and I don't want to go.
You wouldn't have to go.
That place is real. I don't want to get separated. It's better for me to not say anything about what is going on at home. Better to me to say I fail or I have the fucking flu.
Maybe would be good to be separated.
Not from my mom.
No, but.
No, she's never gonna leave him. Do you think I haven't asked before? I have asked.
y'all can head out when you're finished stacking those tables and chairs. Just use the back door by the parking lot. It'll lock automatically. Bob and I'll hang out, wait for the pickup. Price we pay for power, huh? All right, so that's the first one. There are 12 more, and they're heavy. God, whose idea was it to return to paper ballots?
Certainly not the one of you hackers.
Did you call Central?
Yeah, they said they'll be an hour.
Weather. I guess it's a mess out there.
Oh well, gives us plenty of time to lock up the balcony. I got the provisional ones right over there. If you just sign right next to mine, we're done with you.
You know, I was surprised to find out you were the other chief judge. I didn't know you were I'd never seen any election signs in your yard or anything.
Oh, come on, Darnell. Never imagined that the neighbor who mowed your lawn while you were sick could possibly be a Republican?
No, it's just that I can't imagine how such a decent person as you, how any Republican, can want him for president.
Well, some of us aren't voting for him. We're voting for conservative policies.
But how could you want such a dangerous man in the White House? Like, aren't you afraid?
Well, a lot of people are counting on his coming around to being advised by...
As if he would take advice, yeah.
Like people with more sense and experience.
More sense and experience. The cabinet he appoints, the judges he nominates, the congressional reps that ride into power on his coattails, really.
Okay, but we just gotta lock the balcony, it's fine, and we're good to go.
Doesn't feel good to me. Most of these votes are probably for him.
Cheer up, Darnell. We're only one district.
Yeah, the largest and most heavily Republican district in the state.
Just one state.
A very critical swing state. Could make all the difference.
Really?
Really, these votes could decide the election.
Wow.
But you probably see that as good.
Well, you want to know the truth? I'm not actually a Republican.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I switched parties last year so I could vote Republican in the primaries and try to get someone else, anyone else, as the Republican nominee.
But so you're
A Democrat, right.
but you signed up to be a Republican poll judge.
Well, I didn't plan it, but the lady at the Board of Elections, Shauna, she was desperate. Can never find enough Republicans to be poll judges, even in this district. I guess they're all just too indispensable at their high-paying jobs to take the day off.
No, but hold on. You're a chief judge. Like, there's supposed to be one from each party so that there's no tampering. All right, hold on. You're not actually thinking.
Oh, but I am. I am thinking, and so should you.
Oh my God.
Never mind God. We don't have time for prayer.
Hold on. Are you serious?
We've got 1 hour. 1 hour to change the course of history.
And you really believe you have the right to do that?
I think we have the responsibility to do that.
But no, these are people's votes. Like, what about the principles of democracy?
We won't have a democracy when he drags us into corporatocracy. We're already halfway there with Citizens United and the SCOTUS appointments.
No, it's... But... It's...
Either way, like, we have one shot to do this, okay? Like, look, there are no free elections, okay? We have a winner-take-all political system, gerrymandered districts, and an electoral college that contradicts the popular vote. Okay, the election is already fixed. Just think of what we would be doing as evening up the fixing.
No, but look, all of that is wrong. We need to correct that, not practice it. Look, if both sides play dirty, we're lost.
Okay, and if one side plays dirty, we're lost.
No, but cheating is not going to cure cheating.
Okay, what's your solution?
Education. But democracy can only work if people really understand the issues, and then they won't vote against their own best interests.
Okay, show me a coal miner who can be educated to care more about global warming than saving the environment.
He could be if he were retrained for the job.
And what solar panel company is going to move their operations to the mountains of coal country?
No, that's narrow thinking. I still say education is the answer. You know, people hear tax cuts for all, and they don't realize how disproportionately that's going to benefit the rich. And then they hear America first, and they don't understand how quickly that can lead to wars that their kids are going to have to fight. Like, they need to understand.
Okay, but the issues are just so complex. Like, it's almost too much for regular folk to take in.
Yeah, no, that's why so many turn to these fake media outlets for interpretation.
And we know how that goes.
Yeah, they should be turning to real journalists for the facts and then doing their own interpreting, but they need to be taught how to do that.
Okay, how can education really be the answer when so many right-wing politicians went to college? They've got to do more than comprehend. They've got to care. How do you teach that?
You're right. You're right. We need to get past making number one the number one priority.
And that's never going to happen under this president.
I mean, could you really live with yourself after doing this?
After what? Saving the country from autocracy and racial hatred? Saving the world from nuclear war? Saving the planet from extinction? Yeah, I think I could live with myself. The question is, could I live with myself if I don't do this? So, what do you say?
Oh, you planned this all along, didn't you?
No.
Come on.
Oh, okay, I admit I fantasized about it.
So what, the sudden storm is a sign of Mother Nature's approval?
A gift from the universe.
No, we'll go to hell for this one.
Oh, you know you don't believe in hell.
No, I believe in the hell of a guilty conscience, and so do you.
Oh, and who's sitting on your shoulders? Your mother?
God, no. Circumstances made her a pragmatist. God, no, look, we took an oath. It's right in the manual. Read it.
I solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will faithfully discharge all the duties of the office of Chief Election Judge and perform my duties in a fair and impartial manner, and not attempt to create an advantage for my party or for any candidate.
So? Jesus. Look, okay, hold on, okay. How would we do it?
Simple. Erase. There were only pencils, not pens, at all the booths.
No, some people brought their own pens.
Well, we can't do anything about those, but there weren't that many.
No, the electronic counters, they're going to reject any ballots with erasures. It says right in the manual that if a voter makes a mistake, they have to request a new ballot.
Yeah, but if we're real thorough...
No, it won't work, and we're running out of time as it is. God, if only we could just pull the ballots cast for him and put them in the car and then throw them in a fucking river, but...
Great idea. Let's do that.
Think! What have you been doing all day? Logging voters into the registration book. The number of ballots has to match the number of voters that checked in.
And if they don't...
Then the election board knows that they've been messed with, and we
go to jail.
Yeah, we go to jail.
But you can't count ballots at the bottom of the river, right? I mean, he still loses those votes. Plus, we don't even need the river. Just put the damn things outside for 10 minutes and they'll be a soggy mess.
I mean... All right. So this is it then.
Decision time.
Would you really do it?
Would you?